Good morning, Mama. It is Friday, and I am just now getting another video. I don't know how many, I think it's been 3 days since I've done any videoing at all. We have been getting up early and going to bed late. Getting up early and going to bed early every day. And honestly, Mom, I've forgotten about it a couple of times, and I've had nothing to say. We are working and coming home and working and coming home. I mean, that is it. It's just, it's been crazy. But I thought I've got to get on here and do something, and I need to get something at least once a week, if nothing else. But anyway, needless to say, we just have been, I can't even say that we've been super busy, because all we do is work and home. And I've had a couple of days where Jeremy, he got off early one day, and he stopped and did he get dinner or did I get dinner? I can't remember. One of us stopped and got dinner and brought it home. One day, the day he got off early, we met at a restaurant and just ate before we even came home. And got home and, cleaned up the kitchen and sat in there watching TV for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then we were in bed. I mean, it's been nuts. I am mentally absolutely exhausted. Training we had our days of just the boring stuff in the beginning, all the introductory stuff, and now my head just hurts. I'm too old to be learning new tricks. So, anyway, it's just been a very quiet, honestly, but just kind of I don't even know what the words would be to say. We just haven't done anything. So, anyway, but today is Jeremy's eye surgery. So he left just a few minutes ago. He is driving himself to and from. He called up there and asked them. I mean, they're not giving him any, it's technically called a surgery, but the whole thing is like 5 minutes. I mean, it's super fast. They're not giving him anything. They gave him the okay if he felt good enough to drive home. But Keely is on standby. We did talk, and she will be around if he needs anything. So, and I've let my boss and my trainers know that, hey, if something happens, I don't want to leave, but if something happens, I'm going to go take care of him. I'm just going to leave and go take care of him. There's just no, and I know I'm taking the chance of they can fail me out of the course and I have to start over, and I really don't want that, but my family comes first. So, okay. I had to put my camera on pause for a minute because, like I've said a million times, I can't talk and do something at the same time, especially like putting on mascara. I don't know why. It just doesn't work. But anyway, we have a birthday for Asher. Got dark in there. We have birthday for Asher on Sunday. A party to go to there. And it's funny, the kids all know both of us absolutely hate kids' birthday parties. I would just almost rather do anything. I'd rather do my taxes than go to a kid's birthday party. I don't know why. I have always been that way. I've left and I didn't get any shoes. I gotta have some kind of shoes in here. Hang on, it's going to get dark again. Hold on. Okay. And I don't know. I'm looking for a specific pair, and I don't remember where I put them. Okay, I found some shoes. Not the ones I was looking for, but we're going to go with it anyway. I'm weird. Is it weird to wear sandals with jeans? I don't know. I know I see people do it, but it always seems to be, it's funny. I see these things that I like. It's going to get dark again. I got to find a light switch. There we go. I see people do it, but it's always young girls, and every time anyway, I always feel like when I see those people that do that it's always like younger girls, and just like other things, I feel like I'm trying to look like I'm a teenager or a young 20-year-old again, and I don't want to. You know what I mean? Okay, I forgot lipstick, so it's gonna get dark again. Okay. Unfortunately, this is how it is every morning. I forget stuff. Have to go back. Okay. Now let's go back. All right. I think I'm as ready as I'm going to get for... Let's scooch over here so that glare is not quite so bad. I'm as ready as I'm going to get for work. But yeah, so today is Jeremy's surgery, so he'll be home. Well, he's on his way. His surgery should be just in the next 15 minutes or so. So he should be getting into surgery just as I'm getting to work. So anyway, I don't like it, but I can't fix it. Anyway, not going to do anything today. I know Jeremy's really not going to feel like it at all. But I do have Asher's birthday party to go to. It's like coming on birthday season around here. We have one odd one. Mason is the one odd one. We don't have anybody else that's that time of year, really. So other than mine, he and I are the two in the wintertime. And but spring, summer, and we're just jam-packed. So Asher's kicks it off, and it doesn't stop until November. I mean, I think we have one or two every month. Yeah. We have April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, we have one every month through September. Yeah. Or through November. Through November. Wow. Anyway. So we're going to be busy. I mean, we don't go to a lot of, that's what I was saying. See, I get sidetracked. The kids know when they call and tell us about birthday parties, because both of us have always, I just have always hated them. I just don't like them. And they always call whenever they invite us. For the most part, they don't even invite us anymore. If they'll tell us, hey, the kids are having a party. If you just want to come by, they know the answer. But Asher, we don't get to see him very much, so we kind of, it's like we take the opportunities when we can get them. But Jeremy's not going. When Austin called and he said, well, I'm just letting you know, they're going to have Asher's party, and I said, well, your dad's not going to go. I said, I'll try to make it, and I knew I would. I think Keely's going to go. I don't know if we're going to ride together. I doubt it, because we're kind of coming from different directions. So I doubt it. We'll probably just meet there. Maybe we'll meet somewhere first or something. I don't know. We'll talk, I guess, before then. But anyway, so that's on Sunday. So I'll try to get some video. I was going to do it the other day. See, this is twice. I was with Keely and Zach and the kids, and then I was with Austin and the baby, and we get busy talking and stuff, and I do the same thing with pictures. Even before I was doing these videos, I am so bad. We'll have the whole thing, everybody will have fun and all that stuff, and then it's all over with and everybody's gone. I haven't picked up my phone. I haven't taken a single picture, nothing. And I want to get better about that, but I try, and what started is I have tried when everybody's here, I just put my phone up. I don't want to be on my phone. I want to be visiting with everybody and all that stuff, and so I just keep my phone plugged in or something, and I just don't even, I don't even mess with it really. And I mean, I can't say I don't ever pick it up, because I do from time to time, but I don't know. I'm so bad about that. And then I look back and I'm like, oh man, we never got any pictures of this or that. We had that huge Hanukkah party year before last. Yeah, not this past Hanukkah, but the one before that. And we had so much fun and had everybody here. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't get a single picture. I don't think that I took one. I think Keely had one or two. And yeah, we have nothing to show for it. But we've got the memories and we all remember it. We had so much fun. But anyway, all that to say, I will try to get a video of Austin and Asher for you. We even talked about it. Austin and I talked about it, and I think he's okay with it. I did tell him, if I do it, I'll post it on. If he doesn't want me to, I won't. I'll just send you a picture. But if he's okay with it, then I'll post a little short video of them. And then if Keely's there, and I'm sure she'll have at least one or two of the kids. They may all go. I really don't know who all's going. But whoever's there, I'll try to get a video, and maybe even Alex and some of the boys will be there. I have no idea. I'm sure they were invited, so maybe it'd be a good opportunity to get some good pictures and video of everybody. So, except Jeremy. I know he's not going to be there, and I think Zach's the same way. I don't know. I know he's gone to a couple of parties. Maybe he's not quite as a stick in the mud as Jeremy and I are. So, but we got that. I'll let you know how Jeremy's surgery goes. I'm sure it's going to be fine. We've been praying, and Lord protect him. I mean, but even the doctor said, yeah, they're not going to do anything. They're going to dilate that one eye, and that's it. And the other eye is great, and he's got. I think he said the other day has 20/15 vision in that one. I think is what he said. I mean, it's great. So. He said, even if I just have to drive with that one eye. And I said, I know, but that so messes with your depth perception, and I mean, just walk around with one. I mean, it's just, I know you can see, but it does change things a little bit. But anyway, he said he'd take it slow. We're supposed to get some rain too, so that'll slow him down anyway. But she said, Mom, I'll make sure he's okay, even if I have to follow him all the way home just to make sure to turn around and go back. I don't want her to do that. That's too far a drive for her to do that. But she said she would do it if she felt like he needed it. So we've got that covered. But I think that's it. We had somebody call yesterday on the house and ask a few questions, but nobody's asked to see it yet. But that's not totally out of the thing. A lot of people just want to do it on the weekends. So. Okay, I had to stop the camera for a second because Jeremy called. He's there, so he just let me know he was there. So, but like I said, I'll update you on him. Don't have anything else going. I still have not done anything with my plants. I did set them. They're all out getting a little bit of rain because we got rain all day yesterday. We're supposed to have rain all day today. Actually, I think today is the biggest day for rain, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're under some storm threats and stuff like that, which makes me think I may need to bring those in. I don't want them getting blown around in the yard, so I'll probably bring those in just to protect them. But they got a little bit of rain yesterday. So once that passes, well, we are having a cold front. For sure. I actually even saw that Oklahoma, I think it's Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Oklahoma that is expecting snow this week. So, or this at the end of the week and then going into the weekend. So, I mean, we are definitely getting a cold front. Ours so far is showing the lowest I see is 39, which is still, pretty cold. So I will not be putting anything out until next week. And, Jeremy and I were talking about that. And he said, well, are you sure? The weather's getting really good. And I said, there's always that one cold front that comes through right around Easter time. And here we are. And I told him, I said, in the gardening community, they all talk about this is the fall spring. They tell everybody this is the fall spring. Do not plant anything unless you have all the stuff prepared to cover them and insulate them and stuff like that, because you will have to. And sure enough, here we are. So I'm glad I didn't put anything out. The only thing I have out is my garlic. And, I don't know if that's something I need to cover. I might go out and just throw like a sheet or a blanket or something over them. I don't know. I don't really know. I guess I need to look that up and find out if I need to do something with them because they're not covered. They're just out there. So the only other things is like the asparagus. I don't know what it'll do to it. We had the same thing last year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure we had a late frost. Or I guess is that an early frost? I don't know which that would be, but whatever it is. If I'm not mistaken, we had one last year, and I still had the asparagus still did great. The blueberries, it's all those things that I'm worried about that I have no way of doing anything. I mean, they're just, I'm assuming they're used to Texas weather. They ought to know. So I'm just going to leave them at that. But so next week I probably won't do anything until I get the all clear on this front. This should be the last one. I mean, that's about normal for around here. I mean, I guess, anything can happen, but I think we'll be okay, because isn't it Good Friday is not this next Friday? I think it's next. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't remember, but I think that's right. So yeah, about a week, and then I can put stuff out, and I think I'd be okay. So anyway, so that's not going to be done. I still haven't done anything with my chicken run, and oh my gosh, they need something. And yeah, they need something. They're such a mess, and I feel so bad. I mean, I love my chickens. They're great. I don't have any issue with them. They just need more room. I feel bad because they're just cooped up in that little bitty cage. So, and they've been in that cage. We've let them out, a few times here and there, but they've been in that cage for going on 2 months. I think now it's too long. There's too many of them for that little cage. Here I complain about all of the big companies and stuff like that around here. One of the chicken companies, we see them all the time, and they have these big these big tractor trailers, the big trucks, 18-wheelers, full of those chickens, and it's all these crates that are stacked on top of each other, and those poor little chickens. And you see them, you drive by, and I just think, oh, those poor babies. I mean, I know I'm definitely not one of those. I know they're raised for food and stuff like that. I get that. I understand that. But I just feel so bad. I'm like, they don't even have a clue, what a real life could be. They've been cooped up in some cage, and, where they had no room. And then they're shoved in these little crates and taken on this. And all of them, you can see their little eyes are, they're terrified. And then they're headed off to be slaughtered. And, I don't like it. I mean, I know that they're going to be eaten and stuff like that, but I just think that to me, it just seems so inhumane the way they're raised and the way they're treated. And they're still living creatures, even though they're raised for food. They're still living creatures, and it just bugs me. I hate driving by those trucks. I hate it. I always talk to them. It's okay. I'm sorry, and I hate it. I think I've said that before, and probably not in one of these videos, but on my other channel. I think I if I'm not mistaken, I remember saying, well, I know I did. When we bought that half a cow, we went in with family and with Jeremy's family, and we split a cow. And that was the one time that we bought direct from the rancher. And so we met him at the butcher. And I was worried. I didn't want to see it. I did not want to see the animal while it was alive. Well, we got there, and he pulled up right behind us with with beautiful cows. Oh my gosh, they were so pretty. And I'm just sitting there looking at them and everything, and the big old eyes, and they're just standing there just chewing on stuff, and, and it really bothered me. But I was really worried that I wasn't even going to be able to eat the meat, and that didn't happen. But I can remember thinking the whole time, anytime I would cook with it, and we still have a little bit of it out in the freezer. We're almost done with that one, but I still have a little bit out in the freezer. And every time I do it, it's like I cannot waste that food, because there have been plenty of times through my life that I'm definitely guilty of putting a package of meat in the refrigerator and then getting busy or whatever, and that meat sits in there for 2 or 3 days, and then I'm like, I don't trust it. I don't want to cook it, and so I throw it away. And I was very deliberate with that meat. I'm not saying I didn't throw any of it away, but it was very, very little, because it really connects you with your food. That poor little critter just died so that I could eat. And I don't know, it really hit home. And I really think that to an extent, the grocery stores have created a problem there where it's such a disconnect with people and their food that it's no big deal. It's like, oh, it's just, it's just a pound of hamburger meat. Oh, it's just a package of chicken, and it didn't cost me but just a few dollars. If I lose it, I don't want to lose it, but, so be it. People that, put 5 or 6 pieces of chicken on their plate when they only eat, 1 or 2, and the rest of it gets thrown in the trash. I'm like, that was a living, breathing animal. But I think that there's such a disconnect with not going to the farms or not raising your own food. You just go to the grocery store and it's just they're just packages. There's nothing, I don't know. Am I weird it just feels like that has created such a disconnect that people don't realize and don't appreciate where that meat came from. That it really was at one point a living, breathing animal that died so that you could eat. And I don't know. Anyway, it really struck me that day at the butcher, even though we didn't see everything happen. However, I was in there, or I wasn't in there. I had called. I don't remember. There was a question about. I don't remember if they called me or if I called them, but there was a question about the different cuts of meat. So when you do that, you can order whatever cuts you want. And there was a question about them. I don't remember. Anyway, so that was what I was on the phone with them about that. And she said, well, I don't know. Hang on just a minute. Let me go back and ask the butcher. It was something about a brisket. And now I can't remember. But anyway, I remember it was about the brisket. And because she said, well, I want to go see about how big the cow is. And I can tell you, what the size is. I know what it was. I wanted to see if I could get that plate because I wanted to try to cure my own beef bacon. That's what it was. And I wanted to see if I could have that. And I knew I had to ask ahead of time because it's something that gets cut up. I actually think that ends up just getting turned into hamburger meat because it's kind of a tough piece of meat. I'm pretty sure that was it. But I know that's what I called about, was about the brisket. But she didn't know if she said it depends on the size of the cow, whether it was, whether they could do it or not. She said, hang on, let me go back and ask and see if I can get the weight and stuff like that. Anyway, she walked back, and the whole time I'm on the phone, with her. I'm not on hold. I can hear her talking and everything. And she tells me, she says, oh, well, they're still back here. They haven't even put them down yet. And then all of a sudden you hear this kind of sound. I don't know what it was. I don't want to know what they do. I don't want to know. And she goes, oh, there goes one. And he brought in 3 that day. He brought in 3 cows. And I'm like, and she's like, that might be yours. And I'm like, oh, I mean, it just really hit me. Anyway, and, she goes over, and I guess she's looking at the tag or something like that. And she goes, oh no, that's not yours. She said, oh no, yours is still here. She's still right here. And then about that time you hear the same thing again. And she goes, oh, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was on the phone when they butchered my cow, when they killed my cow. And I don't know, it has really, that has really stuck with me. And even whenever I bought meat at the store and stuff like that, it has really, it's in my head. And, I mean, I knew, Mike would go out and butcher and stuff like that. But I don't ever remember, even though I knew we raised it and stuff like that, for whatever reason, this time it really sunk in. And, maybe I was too young back then, when Mike would do that. And, most of the time it was the birds that, we really didn't have much to do with anyway. So maybe that was the disconnect. It was, although we did, some of the goats and stuff like that we did feed and everything, but I don't know. I didn't remember maybe I was young enough that I didn't really remember it growing up, and it didn't click, but this time it did. So anyway, that was a long story. I didn't mean it to be that long. I get rambly. So, but I would like to eventually get to where we could raise some meat birds. We've talked about it a couple of times, and I've heard several people, one of Keely's little friends that she grew up with, she has become a complete homesteader. I mean, she's one of those that I think, man, I'd like to grow up to be like her. She's really taken it all on, has the huge garden every year and bakes everything from scratch. And they have started butchering their own chickens over the couple of years, and she's done a couple of videos on them doing it and learning how and everything. And now she's like, yeah, I mean, she could get out there and butcher and clean them and, do the whole thing, do it all if she needed to. And I really admire that. And I've wondered, I've heard a lot of people say that once you've done it, a time or two, it you know why you're doing it. It may not be the job that you love to do, but, the reason behind it, and you can get past it, and you just thank the Lord for, for providing, and you move on, but, we've talked about it. I know that at least that first time would be really difficult for me. And Jeremy said the same thing. He said, I think it'd be hard for me too, because I think he likes the chickens even more than I do. He goes out there and he has his own little names for them and stuff like that. And he goes out and hand feeds them. And maybe we would treat the others. Honestly, I doubt it. I don't think that we would treat the ones that we were raising for meat any differently than we treat the ones here. I really don't. I think we would go out and talk to them and hand feed them and all of that stuff too. So, I mean, what little bit of a life they have, I'd want to make sure it was a decent one. So, but I don't know, someday maybe when we grow up, maybe we'll do that. But that would probably be my dream, is to have our own little homestead where we could be as self-sufficient as possible, grow, as much of our veggies and our meat. I'd love to have a cow, have a little bit of milk, and really I only want one. I wouldn't want it to be something that was that I was just overrun, where it took all of my time to do. But I don't know. I know that would take a lot of time too. I mean, I can remember, y'all wanting to do things, and the goats would tie you down because they have to be milked every day. I mean, it's just something that has to be done. And I know that we would like to do a little bit of traveling, although now that all the kids are close, that's generally what we would do, would be to go visit the kids. But there are a few places that we would love to go see here in the U.S., so we've talked about, buying an RV and traveling a little bit. But maybe someday, I don't know. I guess we have to sit down and decide what it is that we really, really want, and figure out how to make it work. And having a cow just might not be there, although they're cute. I love cows. We were driving the other day, and when we went to go see Austin, and we're driving down all these little farm roads and stuff, and I love looking at cows. I don't know why. I always have. I've just always thought I love the look of cows out grazing in a field. I just like it. I don't know. I like the smell. I like the air, and I don't know. I like it. So anyway, I've sat here and talked for I don't know how long, and I have about 10 minutes that I gotta get everything together. I need to let the dogs out to go to the bathroom here. I'll do that might as well do that while I'm talking. Y'all want to go potty? Come on, let's go potty. You guys go potty? Come on, let's go. Let them go out for a few minutes before I have to lock them in here for a couple of hours. Come on, let's go. I'll show you my plants. There they are. They've gotten some rain on them. They're looking pretty good. Don't be hiking your leg on those. Hey, quit it. There's Mr. Frank. Hey, Bubba. How come y'all aren't going? There's the other two. They know that I'm getting ready to leave, and they don't like it. And Frank has gotten to where I have to, when you walk in this back door, the back of the sofa is to the door. So when you walk in, you see the back of the sofa. I have to pick him up and put him over the back so that I'm right here at the door to get out the door, because he will try to beat me to it. He does not want me to leave. He does not like that. He's used to somebody being home and petting him all day and giving him treats when he wants one. He does not like both of us being gone all day. So I don't like it either. Maybe someday. We were talking about that last night, and I said, this job, it's one of those jobs that you don't start to quit. I mean, there's so much training and so much that goes into it that, I mean, I understand why these jobs are career jobs. And I don't know, I'm having a little bit of a dilemma there because, in all honesty, if I could stay home, I would be home. But then now that I'm going through training, I'm like, if I get all the way through this, I don't know that I'm going to want to quit. I mean, it was a lot to get to that point, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Honestly, I still think that even if I don't know, I actually kind of enjoy it. It's well, I do enjoy it. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's very interesting. Um, I can't say much, but it is interesting. It's just different. It's different than anything that I've ever done. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going. I was going to say something, and now I've totally lost it. But anyway, they are just watching me. They're not gonna get. They're not gonna get out of eyesight. They don't trust me. Come on, y'all want to go back in? Yeah, they're going to come back in. All right. I think everybody has gone and hiked their legs, and I think they're good for a little bit. I wanted to make a coffee this morning. I guess I still have time to make a coffee. I got to see if I have milk. Or half and half. I do have half and half. Yeah, I do have half and half. I have to check it though to make sure it's still good. The date says it is, but oh yeah, it's still good. The date says it is, but I don't know if y'all been having the same trouble. Although with half and half and heavy cream, I don't seem to have as much trouble. But with regular milk, the milk is going bad long before the date says it should. And my refrigerator gets cold. As a matter of fact, if I put it too far in the back of the fridge, it freezes. So it's not the fridge. And I thought there for a while. I used to store it in the door, and I had read that that's not the best place to store it because the temperatures can fluctuate. So I haven't been doing that in a while. Let me set you down here. Okay. I had to put you on something. It wasn't sitting right, so I had to go find something for you to put you on. But anyway, so I haven't been putting the milk in the door. I've been putting it in, on one of the shelves. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is here lately, but it's not just me. I've heard several people saying that they're having issues with the same thing. So I don't know. Another one of those conspiracy theories, I guess, huh? Okay. I got my coffee, and I made me a water, and I have got to get out of here, and I filled my coffee cup too full. It's just the foam on top, but it'll... Okay. I have to get to work. I love you, and I'm determined to do a video tonight and get these videos uploaded to YouTube. So I love you.